everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Chaotic Minds. And I am your host and the disembodied voice of DJ Thunderbase, Devontae Ewing. And I am also joined today with my co-hosts,
aka also known as God.
All right. I am Henry Monty, also known as Mayhem the Hearts Mace. Hey, how you guys doing today?
I'm Dark Trooper coming from you live from a secret location, aka my couch.
Yes.
And very tired.
Know the feels, homie.
and we got quite an interesting show for you guys tonight, so I hope you guys will enjoy that. But first, let's get into our relationship advice with Henry Mayhem.
All right. Remember, the first thing we always talk about when it comes to relationship advice is communication. Communication is key. Talk, chat, make sure there's significant other and or friends or coworkers. A relationship isn't just girlfriend, boyfriend, or husband, wife. It's also friends. It's also coworkers and such. Sometimes you're going and passing, and you have to show common human decency and respect. So in that kind of case, you always want to try to make sure you do that when you're having a chat, talk, or walking past somebody. There's a pro to cons of that. It may also become danger if you did decide to do something negative. You may lose your job, or you may get your butt kicked by somebody. Also,
by who you least expect.
Does happen. I'll tell everybody that for knowledge of the future is don't look for fights. You will find one and you will lose. So, on that note, for relationships, is there anything you guys have for questions that you would like to bring up that we can have a discussion about before?
How do you deal with a crazy mother?
Ooh. Damn, you hit me right in the heart.
Oh!
Hit you right in the feels.
Chime in? I know. But, for me, sadly, depending on the person's experience, blocking the person is your best bet. It's just not talking to them for a long period of time. But overall, communicating with them to a certain point, unless they literally are just going nuts, falsely accusing you, threatening you, attacking you, or such. Depends on how crazy the level we're talking about. I've dealt with the scale of 1 to 5. I've dealt with 5. And boy, howdy, does it go nuts. So my best bet that I've, from the experiences I came from, is just ignore and block and try to communicate after a long period of time and see if they're so crazy. If they are, never talk to them again. Sometimes you got to avoid your own family members if they are toxic to you or aggressive or a danger to your children or future. So I know all about that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm raising little ones myself. I don't want them having any kind of harm, mentally, emotionally, physically, or such. I'm very protective of that. When it's time for them to learn things, they'll learn things the proper way. There's going to be, I'm not allowing abuse. I know how it is when it comes to abuse. It's not fun growing up and being abused most of your life. Sure, maybe tougher. Doesn't mean it made me mentally stable in that way. I'm glad that I learned ways to keep my mind strong and sturdy. That's why we have our D&D. Amongst other things, for reading, writing, spelling, and math, always do that. I'll suggest something for anybody that's a gamer. If anybody has a Nintendo Switch at all or anything like that, there's a brain game out there. Check that out. It'll help maintain and keep it strong. Also help you with communication skills so you can communicate accordingly and make friends. Some relationships and friendships, you have to remember, are you became friends over a certain thing. You shouldn't end your friendship over a certain thing. I noticed this from years of disagreements, arguments, and/or politics. You lose a lot of friends sometimes over these. So I learned how to communicate accordingly and find that there's other things we can be friends about. Some people's video games, some people's safety, some people's music, some people just chilling. And it could be any other things. It could be painting models or just want to take walks or ride bikes with your friends. I still like to do that to this day. I don't care how old I get. I'll get on a pedal bike and I'll ride a pedal bike just because. And if I got my friends with me, man, that makes it fun. I haven't done that in a minute, man. I might see about that. But anything else for you guys for relationship questions?
No.
Thunderbase, anything for you before we go back to the studios?
Nope.
All right, back to you. All right, we're going to go to a basic one first. Don't run with scissors. Please don't do that. But we're actually going to do a big one today. Fireworks. 4th of July is coming up, people. I would like for people to please be safe and mindful that do not hold the explosive after you light it.
Don't point it at people after you light it.
Yes, please do not point at people, children, houses, anything flammable. Do not point at gas stations. Don't do stupid things. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Particularly with fire and explosives.
Yes.
Remember, Roman candles are not wands.
Yes, they're not wands. Please don't slap people with them. Don't sword fight with them. You will burn each other. I know I did it as a kid.
You're not put 1,000 bottle rockets into a metal garbage can and fire it off while listening to Team Fortress 2. I am bulletproof!
If you can do it right, that's one thing, but be safe, please. Be mindful. I'm an actual.
Oh, I just found it!
Like, certified. No explodies pointing in certain areas. Safety of fire, Roman candles, and all that. Don't be trying to shoot each other. Oh, it's a fun game. No, someone's going to light on fire. I recently just watched a video over the internet of 2 guys creating their own makeshift flamethrowers and put in shields and blasting at each other's shields till the one dude's whole face caught on fire because he had a beard and didn't think of maybe I should wet things first or maybe not do this without the proper safety protocol or wearing the proper equipment. They were just wearing regular street clothes. The guy caught on fire and the video ended not too long after. Not sure if he made it or not either because no one said anything in the comments after.
I mean, yeah, you see those videos of guys who do like all the stupid shit with fireworks, like pointing at each other, doing like the one I just sent for the DJ Thunderbase. They look fun, they look cool, but they don't realize that after the video, someone is either hurt or the video cuts out automatically because someone get hurt and they get very badly burned or worse.
Yep, so people die. It leads to death at times. It leads to houses catching on fire. It can lead to vehicles. It can lead to animals being hurt. If you're an animal lover, you could risk hurting an animal. Please don't do that. You could risk shutting down the power. You could hit a power line. And guess what? You're in the hot summer. No power for a week or two. Because you've maybe fried not just 1 or 2.
Or someone set someone's boat on fire, so some people like to be on the lake.
Yep. Be mindful where you point things. Don't hold these equipment. Always make sure you have an adult around. Make sure you have the proper things to light things with.
And something to extinguish it with.
Always have a wet towel and or a fire extinguisher nearby.
Or a big old bucket of water.
Always make sure you have this stuff handy and or ready, just in case of emergencies. It does happen. Doesn't matter if you're a guy, girl, squirrel. We're all nuts here. Things will happen.
Also, with the holidays, with July 4th coming up, please, people. I know it's good. I know it's fun. I know it's good. I know in some cases it's very tasty. Please do not drink and drive. If you're going to drink responsibly.
Yep.
Because trust me, the cops will not hesitate to pull you over and breathalyze you if you choose to get drunk. You are responsible for everything that happens after you indulge yourself getting drunk. I don't care who you are. If you drink to excess, you are responsible for all the choices that happen after that initial choice of getting drunk.
I have sadly lost friends to drunk drivers. My wife has been hit and is a statistic and had her car flip and roll on the highway because of drunk drivers. I myself have been hit and ran over by drunk drivers. It's not fun. They don't do that. You're going to ruin your life and somebody else's life, if not more. It's not a joyride thing. If you want to do something and getting drunk and do that, go to a game place or get one of those special car video games. Oh, like you can get them through systems now. Go to a TV. Simulate you're in the car. But don't actually.
Grand Theft Auto.
Yes. Don't go into that to harm others, because that's what's going to happen. Sure, you think you're going out for a joyride, but you just oops somebody. The consequences do happen. Some people get away, but they shouldn't. And those who do harmful things shouldn't.
More times out of not, it's people with influence, like people who are married, know a person or is family of a person who has influence, and they make the thing go away. But the problem is, if you do that, you don't teach them anything, and they're just going to go do it again.
We got somebody else. She wants to say something herself here. Introduce yourself.
My name is Leo DeWinter. As a person that has had a previous alcohol problem, and my father died because of an alcohol problem. Yeah, definitely want to be safe about that. My dad was on the motorcycle, was drunk, gone. You don't want that to happen.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep. So yeah, when it comes to that kind of stuff, be mindful, please.
Especially if it's an alcohol that's like really sweet or really tasty. Yep. It doesn't matter if it tastes good. The people are going to keep drinking it, and you're going to keep drinking until you're gone. You're sloshed.
Yep. Hey, always have a designated driver or a plan, or call an Uber. Make sure you have everything in order so you don't get your vehicle towed.
But on a lighter note, we do have a lot of very special birthdays to get to.
Yay, celebrities!
And opening up tonight's birthdays, we start on June 26th with Ariana Grande, 32.
Hang on. Let me get caught up. It's 26.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gods. King Bash, 37.
King Bach.
Mm-hmm.
Good friend of mine.
Right, Aubrey Plaza, 41, TV actress. What was she in? Let's see, people.
She was Parks and Recreation.
Or Amanda Curry, 34, also a YouTube. She's also a Viner. When Vine was a thing. Does that make me feel old? Does that make me old?
Yeah, I remember when Vines was a thing. It disappeared too. Got Robert Davi, 74, movie actor. Played a lot of mafia movies.
Nick Offerman, 50.
Oh, I remember him. He was the guy in the Goonies. He was one of the brothers.
Yep.
And then there's Nick Offerman, 55, also a TV actor. He's also from Parks and Recreation. He's also from 21 Drum Street.
Damn. We'll do one more for this one before we go to the next one.
How about Sean Hayes, TV actor? He's 55. He was the gay guy from Will and Grace.
He was funny. All right, here's one. Helen Keller, 1880 to 1968.
Oh, God. There's an actual movie actress named Harley Quinn Smith.
Mm-hmm. We're on 27. We're on the 27th now, though.
Yep. So happy birthday to those people that day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Drake Bell, 39, actor.
Oh, how about Toby Maguire, 50. He's one of the movies I liked about him was Pleasantville. That was one of my favorites of his. It's a very interesting film where he gets sucked into a one of those old 1950s sitcom style movie shows, and it starts turning color over time.
Here's another one. Director J.J. Abrams. 59.
I would do that.
How about a famous dead person, Helen Keller?
That was the first one we did.
Oh,
We got one more we're going to do. It's Matthew Lewis, 36. What was he in? Syndicate and Our Boys. All right, so we're going to go into the next one. 28. All right, I got this one for that guy. Elon Musk, 54, the entrepreneur. Guys, smart, but kind of a dick.
how about this, Henry VIII?
Markiplier, 36, YouTube star.
How about Henry VIII of England, the second monarch of the Turin dynasty? He died in 1547.
Oh, 99 today. Mel Brooks.
A Henry VIII song.
Hey, he doesn't look a day over 98, 89.
Mel Brooks, dude. I love Mel Brooks. So he's
And
Space.
Kathy Bates, 77 today.
My favorite movie by this guy. And second would probably Blazing Saddles. Just fun.
Spaceballs.
The other one was the Jewish one where it's actually
Men in Tights. I think he also did Men in Tights.
Oh yeah, I love Men in Tights. Robin Men in Tights. Roman in Tights. We used to sing that all the time.
And then you also have Kathy Bates, 77, movie actress.
Oh yeah, she's really cool. Let's see. I got wow, it just skipped on me. How dare you? I was gonna read that first. Now I got nobody. Here we go. Savage, 44, rapper. Oh man, this guy's good. One of his songs that I like is called Freaks. Timmy Trumpet and Savage, they work together as a duo, and the song's called All the Freaks. Love that song.
Yep,
Might be a freak.
it's actually the song where the big meme came about.
Where that's Timmy Trumpet and Savage.
Yep.
He actually was playing a real trumpet. I love
Oh yeah,
that.
that's Jimmy Trumpet. That's how he does it.
That's what I respect about the guy is that he actually went from being in a high school band all the way up, and he like started doing music like that. And he's like, you know what? I'm keeping the trumpet.
Trumpet players unite.
Sadly, I know two of my exes that would unite with you. I was just
Because they want the money.
no, they want more than that, and I'm staying the hell away. They don't get any of this Geno seed.
And now we are on to June 29th.
I'll start. Gary Busey, 81.
You were waiting for that.
He's in Lethal Weapons, Buddy Holly, Point Break, the Rookie of the Year. Sadly, he had to stop out because he kind of went.
Another one. Lance Barber, 52 from The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, wow. 52?
Mm-hmm. He's also from The Comeback, Young Sheldon, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I'm getting old. I got one. Oliver Tree, 32, rock singer. Still that bowl cut dude. Hey,
I call it the Mo cut.
rocked that since I was like 6 years old. And that was an accident because my grandma did it. All right.
And
Nicole
then,
Schwarzenegger, 47, pop singer. Wait. Did I say that right?
wait, who?
Yeah. I said I thought I said Schwarzenegger, but it's not. Zinger. Okay, I ruined that name. We're just gonna go to somebody else.
Oh, Nicole Scherzinger?
Yes, it's almost. I almost had it, but I started thinking Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then I couldn't stop saying his last name.
Schwarzenegger.
One of my favorite actors.
Oh, here's another one. Brian R.C. James. He's a stage actor.
Oh, I got one. I got one.
That's the musical. He's also
I
in
got
Next to Normal and Time Stands Still.
Here's one D&D legend himself that has ran Critical Role in voice acts better than I do. Matthew Mercer, 43. Wow, you're 43.
We would love you to come on our D&D games.
If he ever wants to join Rolling to Die, or ever wants Rolling to Die to join Critical Role, we'll play an episode whenever he wants. We'll join right up online.
Oh, I got one.
Mission.
I got one for the 30th.
So do I.
All right, so moving on to the 30th, we've got Mike Tyson, 59, boxer.
The champ.
Yes.
That man will still lay almost all of us out. I'm one hell of a fighter, but I know
he's 59 and he can still kick all of our asses.
that was paid. It was
Horrible.
It was. You could. It was.
And
That's
Mr. Olympian himself, Michael Phelps, 40 years old, swimmer today.
That fight with Mike Tyson and Jack Phelps and Jack Paul, that was fucking bullshit.
Yeah, that was. It was paid.
Trash.
It was
Trash.
almost as bad as the Mayweather and the one Asian guy. That fight everybody got built up for. Nope. Got one here. You got Cody Rhodes, 40, pro wrestler.
How about David Allen Geller, comedian, 69?
Nice. I mean, nice. I'm gonna do one more before we get to the next.
For officially done with June.
Phil Anselmo, 57, metal singer.
All right. And now
he's from Pantera.
Pantera's good.
Yeah, the vocalist from Pantera. It's his birthday. And now on to
July 1st.
Sadly, our hearts go out to Princess Diana.
I was about to say it.
She died. She died at 26. Wow.
She died because of the paparazzi. She died because the media chased her until they crashed and burned. And they didn't save her. They decided to stop and watch her burn to death and videotape it instead of save her.
Well, it's the same people who nowadays who go and adopt a puppy and go chuck it into a river to go save it.
Oh, here we go. Pamela Anderson, 58 today.
The original Baywatch babe. She's also on Tool Time. Not Tool Time. Home Improvement.
Got Storm Reed, 22, movie actress. What are you in?
Oh, how about this one? Anders Borkerton.
And Wrinkle in Time. Oh, I've seen you in Wrinkle in Time. I remember you in Wrinkle in Time.
Sadly, he died at 61. He was the captain in the Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Oh, how about David Arkaron? 73. He was in Blues Brothers. He was one of the
Yes,
four,
he is the one, the only Elwood Blue.
and he was the one of the 4 OG Black Ghostbusters.
Mm-hmm.
I got one for the last one for this one. Henry
Yep.
Simmons, 55, a TV actor. I know him from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And he also becomes Ghost Rider in
I
Agents of
actually
S.H.I.E.L.D.
had one more.
Oh, go ahead.
Olivia de Havilland,
Ooh, I get the first one on like, next week, next day.
who was from 1916 to July 26th of 2020.
Wow.
Yes, she died at the age of 104, and she's from Japan. She was from Gone with the Wind.
So she was there when the Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Oh my! Wow, she witnessed everything.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Died at the age of 104 in 2020.
Mine is blown.
She probably, I bet she died of the pandemic.
Yeah, probably.
Well, she was over 144. Over 404.
104.
4 years old. That's
Anyway, are we on the second yet?
yes, we are on the second now.
Mega Rubio, the lady who did the perfect live action Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, she did a really good Harley Quinn. I enjoyed her a lot. I felt bad for her though by how they chose her clothing style for the Suicide Squad. She did not like that and did not want it. Plus,
But she got big enough because of that. She got big enough, and she said, "If you want me to do a second movie, I get to pick the wardrobe."
yes, because it also was not just that; it was the health thing too. She was soaking wet.
Here's one.
Almost caught pneumonia or did or something. I don't remember exactly that, but she got.
I got a couple for today's actually.
Go
First one, Larry David, 78, TV producer. And from NASCAR, Richard Petty, 88, race car driver and announcer now.
Oh, you already did Larry David's.
Mm-hmm.
How about? I guess I could do that guy. We'll do the wrestler. Bret Hart, 68, wrestler. He was the Hitman.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of name is that? Mr. Froggy Stuff, 44. It's a YouTube star.
Here's one world music singer who passed away in 2012. Her name's Jenny Rivera. Jenny Rivera.
I think that's it for today because I think we're already caught.
Are we on
celebrities? Yeah.
Yep. The last one was Bret Hart, unless we already got him.
Yeah.
All right, then. That's it for birthdays.
My turn.
Back to you.
Hello, my true believers, and all my tinfoil hat wearers. Today, I thought we'd talk about another creature. Instead of when you think about mystical creatures, you think of evil, slathering monsters, razor sharp claws and teeth, and wanting to eat your face for funsies. But don't you know that there are mystical creatures who actually can be helpful? Today we're going to talk about a Scottish myth called the Brownie. And I'm not talking about the dessert. I'm talking about a little creature that comes into your house in the middle of the night and cleans your house, prepares your house, makes your shoes. It just helps around the farm from time to time. Now, the thing about brownies is that there's just so much different mythology about them that it's kind of hard to like really pin down what they are. Most scholars can agree that they're small. They oftentimes are naked or wearing raggedy clothes. Sound familiar? They sound very familiar about a certain Harry Potter, magical school series.
Are you talking about house elves?
Yeah, I have no doubt in my mind that J.K. Rowling based the house elf off of brownies. Because it's literally the exact same thing. Because if in certain mythologies, if you give brownies clothes, they will leave and never come back. But in some stories, if you give them a gift, they'll get really vindictive and leave.
Wait, giving them a gift?
Yeah, doesn't matter. You show them any kind of kindness, they will get up and leave.
So they like being.
Free.
So they're masochists.
Pretty much, yeah.
So they like to be told what to do and not given anything, but they like to do things. But if they're given something, they tell you to fuck off.
Pretty much, yeah. It depends on which mythology. Like, there's actually a story of a brownie who actually, a woman was giving birth and she needed the midwife. The sun, it was raining really hard outside. The kid was taking his time. The servant was taking his time getting ready, putting cloak on. Brownie's just like, F this. He gets onto a horse, rides across the way, gets the midwife. Using his magic, he rides back, realizes the bridge is gone and the river has gone up and it's rapids and all this. He rides at full gallop across the river, not stopping, freaking the poor woman out, and ends up on the other shore, find it safe and dandy, and brings it back within less than a couple of minutes using his fey magic, because they do have some fey magic. Then he goes and savagely beats the servant for taking too long. There are actually stories of brownies actually savagely beating servants for not doing their jobs right. It's funny. The masters of the house would actually say, if you don't do your job right, the brownies will get you. How you can attract a brownie is usually milk and oats out in a saucer pan out on. There's actually a story about a brownie who during the middle of winter they actually saw little red footprints in the snow. The father left told the mom, can you get him some shoes? She found these old ratty pair of shoes, put it on the curb outside on the steps outside, and he took them. Never saw him again.
Well, damn, that's dark.
Well, the thing about brownies is like they do a lot of they help in the mills. There was one story of a brownie helping out with cattle for many years, and
how the hell they help with cattle? How strong are these things?
Very. It depends, but they also have fey magic. They're nature spirits, so they have fey magic.
Yeah, fey. It's like the fey dragon. You don't mess the fey dragon.
Not to the extent of like they will like snap their fingers and they make vines and shit attack you, but enough magic so that they could like speed themselves up, make themselves stronger, and basic stuff. That's pretty much it. Brownies are awesome. Just don't.
Makes me want to use them.
Do you guys have any questions?
Do the brownies wear clothes?
Yes and no. You can give them clothes, but then they have to leave. But they mostly wear they're mostly naked, or they wear wherever they can get. Usually mud, thorns, twigs, and all that kind of stuff.
If you put clothes out for them and say, these are your work clothes to wear, they're not a gift. I'm not giving them to you. You have to leave them here when you leave.
I think they would take it as a gift because you're giving them to them. Doesn't matter if you're saying it's not a gift; you're still giving them to them.
Oh, well, I guess wording doesn't matter. Just the concept of the action in general. They go by actions. They don't go by words.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that. It's also terrifying because that's very dangerous.
A little naked brown guy you walking around, butt naked, just cleaning your house.
You know, I'm only not okay with it because of my kids. If it was just me, I wouldn't care. I'm like, I like this guy.
Like there was another story of a brownie. It was the middle of winter. It was a really bad winter, and they were and this family really liked this brownie, and they felt really bad that he was out there in the barn sleeping on pokey straw. So all they did was put a blanket next to where he slept, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta leave."
It's probably just something of like brownies are cursed.
I believe it is a curse, if I remember correctly.
Any kind of kindness of a gift automatically.
It depends on who's the story, because again, the brownies have been spread all over England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland. So it's like,
I wonder if they're actually real. I think they are, maybe, because we're gonna do a lore about the brown children later, or I think they're called the green children. Yeah, they're called the green children. Oh, how about that one?
Okay. Back to you, Thunderbase. Are we going to right into Warhammer?
Just like we've been doing, just go right on in.
Okay.
Oh, Warhammer.
Today we are going down the next line to the 8th Legion, the 8th Primarch, also known as the Night Lord, aka Conrad Kurz. Now, Conrad Kurz, to call him a monster would be an insult to monsters. This man is a sadistic killer, and he will torture you. And in his sick twisted mind, he's torturing you because he wants to make a better world. So he will literally flay a person just because he's trying to make a better world. And in some cases, he actually succeeded. On his home planet of Nostromo, he actually brought the world to compliance, where the streets were clean, nobody was doing bad crimes, but the problem is when you lead by fear, and that fear disappears, and the thing that causes the fear goes away.
Turns to resentment.
And that's not just turns to resentment, it also brings back the bad behavior, because you didn't actually correct the bad behavior.
No. All he did was put people in line for a short period of time. He didn't teach them.
And he actually taught his sons that, and by doing so, he made them. He actually resented his sons. He turned the entire legion into monsters, torturers, and he actually knew he had the ability of foresight, of prescience, so he actually could see the future to an extent, but he also he actually knew the day he was going to how and when he was going to die.
Damn.
And could you imagine knowing that when you were just a child? And during the Horus Heresy, he actually he betrayed the at the Isfahan 5 drop site massacre. He he fought and he defeated Corax Corax, the Night Lord, the Raven Guard's Primarch. Just before he was about to kill Logar, he actually finds Vulcan unconscious on the ground, and for months he tortured. And when he found out that he was that Vulcan was a perpetual, he killed him several dozen times for months, trying to break his spirit. He failed, and I will get to that part with Vulcan, because I think that's more of a Vulcan thing than him. Vulcan escaped, ends up on Macragge, which is the home planet of Roboute Guilliman, and wreaks havoc there. He gets captured again, and he was about to be executed, but then he realized that only the Emperor could tell him that he could die. So Sanguinius taking him and Guilliman to another planet where they found the source of the ruin storm that was keeping them away from the Imperium. He broke because he couldn't see the future anymore, and he didn't realize. Then he had a conversation with the Emperor. Emperor basically told him, all your choices, everything you've done, everything you became is because of one choice. It's because you believed in a stagnant fate, that you were fated to become a monster. But in reality, the universe is run on choice. He chose to become what he was. Every choice he made is because he believed that he was fated to become what he became. And he lashed out, and then he never spoke to the Emperor again. He
can never die unless the Emperor tells him he's better to die. So what if the Emperor just forgets?
No. He does die. He gets beheaded by one of the assassins. But he actually caused the reason why he died, because of the choices he made.
He caused the chain of effects.
Towards the end, he hated his sons. He hated what he became. He absolutely hated it. So he literally chose to die instead of dealing with it. Anyway, that's enough blathering about that, because I don't want to talk about Conrad Kurz anymore. Back to you, DJ Thunderbird. High on Life is coming back to Xbox Live.
Really now?
They took it off for a spell, but they bring it back.
That was a game I want to talk about a little bit. Is DC Universe Online. I love that game. You guys ever play it?
No, I don't play MMOs.
Part of your faction.
I know, right? Yeah, it's to carry on the story. But it's fun. You get to create your own character, go through a story, and you get to have your buddies join you. Like me, at first, I did it all by myself at solo. And then when the rest of the guys joined in, they're all like, oh man, we're going to fight this boss. And I just come in smashing down like a meteor in the boss. And you see the health of the boss just drop half instantly. And I'm like, hi. And I'm like, I'll let him hit me. You guys kill him. And after a while, now they all keep up. And now Devontae, the funny thing with his character is he was a low level starting in a high level area. He even got his house in a high level area. So when he walked out as level 14, he had level 90s attacking him. He held his own for a while too, until like there was like kind of.
And then I decided to go to Arkham Asylum, where there were opponents that were almost level 200.
Yeah, same here.
And I still held my own.
On Arkham Asylum in the game.
That game, I love to get that Batman Arkham Asylum game. The Arkham series is just a great. I just what I find most annoying is that they after Arkham Knight they just killed it with the.
Well, I did like Origins.
I did too. I thought Origins was fun. I liked the fact that they showed what happened to Bane.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bane before he became the big ravenous monster he was in the later series, he was actually really intelligent. He was scarily intelligent.
Yeah, he's still smart, just he's a rage monster. So the rage consumes his intelligence. Why do you think I relate so much with Bane? I like him. I just don't do the chemicals in that way. Mine are a different kind of chemical.
There was also the.
I also like the incorporation of Firefly, of very underrated Batman villain.
I agree. I think he's not really. I actually liked him in the Batman one, the reboot that they did in the early 2000s, I think. When he has like a jetpack instead of like actual wings, and it actually looks more like an abdomen instead of.
Are you talking about the ones that were done by the guy that made Night Before Christmas?
No, I'm talking about Firefly from the Arkham Origin game.
Oh,
he's
I
the
like
one.
I like that it introduced him because he's an underrated villain. He doesn't get used all that often.
Yeah, they had him for the Batgirl movie, and then they just decided after the movie was done and completely finished, and they're about to release it, we're gonna not release it, take the tax write-off on a movie that actually would have been good, that they would have made more money off of if they would have just produced it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the problem with Hollywood and the video game industry in that regard.
They keep screwing up.
Is that there's so little originality anymore. Like they're not willing to take the risks on originality anymore. If I don't make money off it, I don't care. That's basically what it is. They don't want to take the gamble that the game would flop.
The problem is that they don't have people that have open minds that are expressive and creative like us. Like that's all we have in our group and everything. All I gotta do is
money.
Pay us accordingly. We will have the creative stuff all for you. We have stories for days. Stories for days, stories for days.
And ideas for those stories.
Oh yes.
But now it's time for us to get to the hot topic of tonight's show, and everyone's favorite moment. It's time for our political chat.
All right. So we're going to start off with, as you see the symbol here, Purple People Party. For the people, by the people, of the people. And making it into a purple circle with the animal symbol representing a brave and free bird, the American bald eagle, in a black and white gesture. So, right now we're talking about the Trump's Big Beautiful Bill, and is it beautiful or is it ugly? There's
I think the biggest issue with the bill is that there's too many negatives in it and not enough positives. The biggest problem is the bill is, in order for Donald Trump to get those tax cuts, he needs to make the money somewhere. And that money, unfortunately, the biggest budgets they have besides the Pentagon is Medicaid and SNAP benefits.
Well, Doge itself did get the money that was secretly stolen and hidden in accounts, and it was billions of dollars. I mean, can utilize that.
It's still not enough. That's the
I
problem.
know. It is for certain things, but it is for not, because they're trying to always inflate the things. But they're only doing it 2% instead of what they did for the last margin, was like 10 to 15%. So this one, it has its pros and cons. The one thing I'm worried about is the AI thing. Why are you saying we're not allowed to look into the projects of AI for the next?
We don't want the Terminator.
Skynet, no. We're good.
Skynet is bad. The Terminator movie has made that very, very clear throughout the entire franchise.
Yeah, it's the concept. Like I understand AI, I respect AI, but I don't trust it unless I know it's not going to try to kill me. That's the problem.
What I find most irritating about this bill is that they're just moving too fast. Donald Trump and the Republicans are just trying to push this through the process without having a chance to actually read it and understand it and try to fix it so that it works for both sides, to make it bipartisan.
No, I agree. We should work on that a little bit longer. Maybe take a little bit of time to maybe adjust some things. But overall, a lot of it is to help us, especially for people that have kids, and for tax write-offs, also for the whole tips. No taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, no taxes on bonuses, stuff like that. That's very nice.
It would be nice.
It will help a lot, not including just all the people that are struggling paycheck with paycheck. Like, it's not paycheck anymore. Now it's like, even with your paycheck, because 40% is being damn near taken out and given to the damn government.
Well, it's just like what Elon Musk was saying, is that if the bill passes, you're basically making people into wage slaves.
Yeah, we're already there in that kind of manner. We're working our asses off and getting nothing. There still needs to be things to work on. Yes, I believe we need to work on some more things on there, tweak some stuff, get actual people from the ground, actually work the minimum wage job. People that are like, we represent these people. No, get somebody that actually has been. It knows how it is. It has worked a 40 to 60 hour like labor, like a week job.
Who has been yelled at by people for just having the wrong flavored soda pop in their cup.
Hell, just having anything in general, or just having to you looked at them wrong or something.
Or and it's just like,
pointing out something that's incorrect in their
I think the biggest thing is with a lot of these senators, and I know we're going completely off topic, but a lot of those senators should not be there anymore because they're old. Their ideas are stale. They're still talking about trickle down economics. That was come up with by Reagan. That was almost 70 years ago.
I agree with you on that. I agree. They need term limits. I don't want to be seeing no 90-year-old person that's falling asleep at the damn chair that mumbles and doesn't even know that they're there. Let alone, like, it should be like the whole driver's license thing too. If you're not suited and being able to drive anymore, you shouldn't be running the country.
Well, it's not just that, but it's just like with the driver's license thing. When you reach a certain age, let's say you reach the age of retirement, at the retirement age, part of that getting that Social Security and all those benefits is now you have to take a driver's test every year to make sure that you're still able to drive a car safely.
Yeah, because there are a lot of old people that do run people over. I am a person that's been run over quite a few times by a crazy old lady.
My old therapist when I was a kid, she got clipped, not like herself, but her car got clipped several times by old elderly folk because they don't have the reflexes anymore. They can't see. That's just and not that we're knocking old people, because being old is not a bad thing.
Elderly, because that's what taught me, and that's why I'm so skilled now.
But when you're driving a literal bomb on wheels, you have to be able to make a split-second decision really quickly.
When you're
It's
driving between two to
situations
10
where
miles behind the wheel, it's dangerous.
if,
One
if,
oops.
if you
Okay.
can't see, if you can't see, then you shouldn't be driving. If you can't hear, you shouldn't be driving. Luckily, my dad was very good about this. He actually did surrender his keys, and after there was an incident where he ran out of gas. He called me. I drove out to him to help pay for him to get gas because he didn't have any money. Some guy was very nice. He gave him money. He didn't call me until I was already there. And I think at that point he realized it was starting to realize that he can't drive anymore because he was losing his mind and he couldn't process and think anymore.
That's scary to think about. I think about stuff like that often, and that's a nightmare of mine, is losing my brain, losing my thoughts. I have a strong body. It's been destroyed and repaired several times. The brain, if things get damaged, it doesn't go back to normal. And it's scary. So I have to do everything I can to keep my brain strong. I do brain game stuff,
Play
math,
puzzle games.
all the time. I do things like I Spy, and I try to do memory math games and everything like that. I try to upload stories. It's something you need to focus on. But yeah, when it comes to the politics, you have your left side. They have their donkey, and you have your right side. You have your elephant, and you have both your red and you have your blue. And both parties are dragging the same thing they always do. And there's more people in the middle now for the purple people party, mixed with the red and blue. And that's what it should be now, is there should be a solid three parties at all times.
3 is a very powerful number.
And not including just this one actually represents the people. Purple People Party, for the people, by the people, of the people. It's made by us. We're people here. We've gone through it all. We know how it is to have the struggles. And
I have to worry about where my next paycheck. Well, how to stretch my paycheck. Am I going to pay for power, or am I going to put food on the table?
Yeah, instead of these sides that are corporate, on one side they just want to push for corporate power, and on the other side it's the rich billionaires who want to push for other things. And it just, none of it's to suit the people. All of it's to take from the people. You guys, we're going to take more money from you guys. We're not going to help any of you, by the way. We're going to do this and this and this. No, helping us is what matters. If the big beautiful bill doesn't get passed, maybe it could be corrected.
From what I've heard about the bill is that there are 12 Republicans who are holding out because the thing is, the reason why they're pushing so hard, from what I've heard, is that Donald Trump wants this done before the 4th of July, which is not going to happen now. They only have, 2 days, a day to get this done? And
yeah,
it's not happening. I think he should just cancel everything because he wants to do this victory parade, like this nationwide victory lap, like I would say, around the country, doing rallies and stuff. But he can't do it if he has nothing to be victorious about.
Well, he has done quite a bit as it is when it comes to the war stuff. He's stopped quite a few. The Iran, that stuff was insane. Not including the stuff with Pakistan versus fucking India. That was nuts. They had a lot of crazy things to that. But he held strong with some of it because he did things better than the last presidency did. Because the last presidency was not ran by Joe Biden. He didn't know where he was.
It was run by Joe Biden in the first half,
but as by about
Rain
30
melted.
years,
After
he's starting to deteriorate.
Yeah.
He should not. He should not have ran for the
That
second.
was elder abuse. Like they were.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was totally elder abuse.
That
The
was
man
elder
should. The man should have been exactly what he said when he ran. He said,
So-
"I'm going to be the transition for the next guy.
And
That's
he,
it. I was going to do 1 year, 1 term. That was it."
and they just tortured him, and then finding out that how his wife treats him, that's just scary. But
Trippy.
yep, on that, we'll end it there.
Any final words before we end the night?
Tune in on the Friday. Just so happens to be for the 4th of July. Woo! For the Rolling to Die podcast, Rolling to Die stream sesh. As our dungeon master, Henry the Heartsmace is our dungeon master. What's our game this Friday, Henry?
This Friday is going to be the Drunken Dragon Brawlers, escaping to get their freedom from the prison ship. The question is, how do we get there?
Also, happy 4th of July. Stay safe and don't blow your fingers off.
I see drawing into some crazy stuff.
My OCT dwarf is going to have so much fun.
I get to use my new character.